unmute myself. Welcome guys to today's mob. We're going to do JavaScript. I can't remember where we stopped. Probably we were on the numbers methods section. And if I remember right, we did to string to exponential. Let me share my screen. Share screen. There you go. To fixed, we did this. There's a lot of confusion here. To precision. Okay, this is perfect for working with money. To precision, did you really do this? Yes, we did this. We also did value of. Under the value of, we talked about converting objects into the literal values, or to, how do you call this? Primitives. Yeah, thank you, Kevin. Okay, the next thing can be converting variables to numbers. Converting variables to numbers. There are 3 JavaScript methods that can be used to convert variables to numbers. The number method, uppercase N, passInt method, and passFloat method. Float. These methods are not number methods, but they are global JavaScript methods. They don't belong to the number, but they are global, so they can be called on anything. Then it converts it to a number, an integer, or a float. I think that's what that means. Cynthia? Then global methods. They can be used, okay, here. So there's an explanation here. A global method can be used on all JavaScript data types. They are the most relevant methods when working with numbers, or these are same list over here. So this one returns a number converted from its argument. So you pass it arguments, it brings back a number. PassFloat, float. Why am I saying float? PassFloat. Okay, passFloat passes its argument. So you give it arguments and returns a floating point number. PassInt returns an integer. Yeah.
Can you hear me? Yeah. These arguments that we are converting to numbers, variables. Yeah, these variables that we're converting into numbers. Are they already numbers? It doesn't make sense. Like if you're passing a string, and then we convert it to number. How will we convert a string like child to a float?
Okay, so if you can see right here, there are methods to convert variables to numbers, yes. Right? They are not number methods, but global. So this one will convert anything into a number. The same to this to a float, this to an integer. So you should always consider that every input that the user gives is a string.
Yes.
Okay.
Including the numbers themselves.
Including the numbers themselves. They're treated as string. Yeah.
So, but what if it is a string?
Okay. I think that's discussed just right below. Okay. So if you have the number method, you can convert variables to numbers using this. So if you try to convert true to a number, it brings back 1. False brings back 0. That's what you're asking about. Lucy?
Not really. I was just asking. Like passFloat. It passes its argument and returns a floating number. So if it's a string, how does it return a floating number?
Okay, so for every function, you normally handle every point of failure that you can think about, right? So the method passFloat. Okay, let's talk about the method number. So wherever the method number is defined, if it gets a boolean and the boolean is true, it will always return 1. if it gets a false, and the false is false, okay, if it gets a boolean which is false, it will always return 0. Okay, we can confirm that. JavaScript has surprises. It might fail to work. That's just a representation. But some languages use negatives to mean false, and any positive, that inclusive of 0, to mean that's okay. A non-zero status might mean a failure in some cases. So you're never too sure, unless you're told. Is true plus 1. And try that in try that. It's Python. Then that's true. Let's try. So much mouse clicking. True plus 1. Yeah. It's like IRB. Yeah. It's an awesome IRB. Let's get out of there. Back to the reality that we have JavaScript. Okay. The next is when it gets a number, a string containing any number, it returns that number. Okay. Next scenario is if it gets a space character, it will strip it off. This is a leading character. This is a leading white space. This is a trailing white space. Okay. So if you have number leading white space, that's 10. For a trailing white space, it will strip that. What about both leading and trailing? Oh, bado natry kujoin. Before kuku ifike. Calendar. .google. Okay, I'm helping Paulette join us for the mob. All right. So make a guess, Linda. What happens when you have a leading and a trailing white space? What will you have as a result? Just 10. Crafty. You think 10? You're ready for a surprise? Crafty, controller?
Yeah, I'm thinking 10 too.
You're thinking 10. Okay. Let's see. It's a 10. Okay. So that's a 10. Okay. Let's see.
We passed true as an argument, and it returned 1. So, and we tested and saw that when you pass a string and add it with an integer, it returns an integer.
That's Python.
No. In Ruby, when we were concatenating, do you remember when we were concatenating strings and integers? So when the string comes first, it brings...
That's JS.
It's JS.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. So can it be the case here too?
So you're asking if
1 plus true or true plus 1, will they be the same?
You're talking about that.
If at all there's no error.
But true, I don't think true.
No, don't pass in. Yeah, just like that.
Let's try true plus 23.
24.
That's
and what about 23 plus 2?
23 plus?
True.
That might be the same thing.
Oh,
Treating true as 1.
okay.
Okay. So what if we have... Okay, that's our next case. What if we add a dot here?
Point zero. No, number. Number.
Yeah, it's 1 0 point.
Hey, hey.
It's 10.
It's 10.
Yeah.
Yes. Expecting a surprise and maybe unexpected token.
Cuts. Rinda. What do you expect?
Unexpected. Unexpected.
You're expecting unexpected. You're expecting unexpected errors. I think it might be 10.
10.
Yes. And my reason for thinking it's 10 is because when it gets to point, it treats it as okay, why is it not an error? No, yeah, it will treat it as a float, but if it treats it as a float, that will be an error. So, yeah,
The moment
But
you
in-
can't have 10 point as a valid float.
It's 10.0.
It assumes to have a 0.
No, it can't be.
You do 0.1.
I think it assumes the leading 0, not
I
the
think-
trailing. It assumes the leading.
Can you have point?
0.8, I think
Are
it's
you
valid.
referring to the left
Can you have
side?
0.8 in
0.8.
like that?
Yeah, 0.8.
0.8 is valid.
A float.
This is valid.
Yeah.
In which language?
No, this one.
In
No,
all,
I'm not
even
saying this
CSS.
one. I'm not saying this
No,
one.
I'm asking about this.
No, this one I'm not sure.
Do it.
I was
Kabush
saying
it. Yeah.
it can assume it can assume the leading. Yes, it can assume the leading.
Are
But
you
you
sure?
How
can't
about
say
8 points?
now that one. Surprise, 8.
So it's a number with an error on the dot.
So it's going to slice the dots.
Yeah, it's going to assume the dot. So let's do this for Ruby and Python.
Yeah.
And Alexa.
Okay,
Next
we can
week.
have try. Let's start with Ruby. 0.8. This is a method call. You're calling it on not on the main.
Command
Ruby hapa
8.
natambua hii.
Yes. Then next one we can have
Python.
Python 3.
Yes, please.
Yes. 0.8.
0.8. Yes.
This
Yeah.
Python
What about
is
9 point?
It knows
I realized this when researching on CSS. When I want to write 0.9, when I write 0.9, the style applies. Or 0.1, when giving measurements.
That's Alexa.
syntax
Oh.
error.
No,
0.8.
you do a oh my god.
Hey, syntax error.
9 point. Waiting for it.
Waiting for anything. So you have Python 9.3.
Okay. So different languages.
Rust.
Which any other language do you guys know? C.
Rust.
Let's do C.
I think she will give it.
C interpreter. Sequence.
Aina. Okay. So that's done. The next thing is what about 10F?
10. That's an
10F.
error.
No,
That's 10.
10.
Why?
If it's removed the dot, what will make it into this?
The dot is not Which type of character is this?
Special.
Special character.
Yeah.
And F is an alphabet. Alphanumeric.
I think that's my thought.
This will be a 10.
This will be a 10.
Error.
Oh my god.
This will be a 10.
Surprise us.
Because the number method, these particular methods, they work on any data type.
Mhm.
Okay?
Yeah.
So that means it's not only expecting numbers.
109.
Haha, 109. So this will be a 10. Get it?
Hey.
What do you think? Why? Okay. So let's check the words assume.
Not a number.
It's now not a number.
Yes.
Not a freaking number.
Okay. What about F10?
Still not a number.
That should be 10.
No, still not a
So
number.
you are assuming it's an F10 key
Not a number.
to give us a reference.
Not a number. Okay. What if I remove the trailing white space?
Still.
The leading and the trailing.
Still.
Still. Okay.
Not a number.
What about that? Remove the leading and the trailing.
Still not a number. Unless I'm about to be surprised. Not a number.
So you're talking about child.
Yeah, child. I want to be surprised.
That's not a number. Not a number is a number.
Think about child?
Because we are
9
passing the
months.
arguments. we are passing arguments. An argument can be anything.
So you're expecting a return of 9?
9.
9 months.
Okay.
Okay. Any other thing that we can try out?
Pregnancy. Not expected.
Okay. I just looked at another one. 10 space 30.
Okay.
10.30.
10:30.
It can't be a point.
I'm expecting 10:30.
10. I'm expecting 10:30.
10:30.
Linda.
I can't hear you.
Not a number.
And alafu ita strip.
Again?
10:30.
Na strip.
10:30.
Na strip.
You said 10.
I said 10:30. She
Where?
said 10:30.
Not a number. I can't hear you, Linda.
Linda said not a number.
I
Not
didn't
a
say
number.
that
Why not a number?
because I don't know how it's going to. I don't know what it's going to do to this space.
We saw here juu hapa 10 space. The trailing space was
No, but see,
stripped.
that one is there's always a method for the last one and the first. But I've never seen one with like the middle part.
But JS inafanya hivyo. I think automatically.
Yeah, but Lina pia ko valid.
Yeah, I think
It's,
Yeah.
it's neither trailing nor leading.
Surprise us, please.
Okay.
The suspense is killing. Not a number.
The fuck?
yes. Because there's nothing in between happen. Yes, that's one. That is
Yep. So that's like saying 10A30.
Okay.
Because in between there, it's now treated as a character.
it's a space.
Acha nikuime hiyo link.
You're a genius. Telling me. What would you say? Lakini ulimkopi.
Okay, let me stop sharing my screen for a moment and email Paulette. Just a minute. Just a minute. Yeah, just a minute. Okay, so the next thing might be, just while I'm doing that, everything else, if a number cannot be converted, not a number is returned. Just give me a minute. Mpata. Let's just.
Misi ya kusikia.
Sikuski.
Honestly, siko muted. Okay. Where are we? Number can also convert a date to number. Okay. So if you create a date object, yep. Let's create this date object. Yep, this is an object. So it returns this. This is usually the number of microseconds
From 1970.
since epoch. It's called epoch or epoch. Epoch time. Unix time. So yes. So Unix is a system for describing point in time defined as the number of seconds having elapsed since this blah 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 1st January 1970 on Thursday. It's, I don't know why, but it's just a reference. Just saying that kulikuwa na no, it was some Windows nini, some Windows gadgets ndio zilikuwa na hiyo issue. He's just as informed as you are. As a mute hivyo. Alafu I agree, alafu okay. Then you can now join. Okay, that's time that will be returned. It has about microseconds ever since then to that new date. This will be a return, just in case that's... Okay, pass int. It passes a string and returns a whole number. Spaces are allowed. Only the first number is returned. Spaces are allowed, you'll get 10. So we can say pass int 10 space 30 get 10. Spaces are allowed. How about leading? Spaces are allowed.
But the first number is returned.
Only the first number is returned. So that will be a 10.
What if had S,
Mm.
A,
Only the first number is returned. Linda.
The genius.
Yes, the genius C.
Not a number.
Not a number.
Yeah.
Genius. 10. The first number will be returned. Why are you saying not a number and you,
Because this
yeah, for not a number? Okay. Umegeuza hiki to bet. Win-win. Yes, win-win.
So it's not a number.
Spaces are allowed. Only the first, don't assume the second part, only the first number is returned.
I
Mhm.
think these are methods for numbers.
Which one? Pass int.
Yeah, I think it only did.
No, it takes in anything. From here, if you can read right here, these methods are not number methods, but they are global JavaScript methods. So, yeah,
I still think
it will still be not a number. Any special reason as to why? Kevin? Mbona nime-expose here? So you still not a number? You still team not a number? until it gets the first number. Paulette, you are allowed to guess. Not a number.
Yes, not a number.
Okay. So let's see. What if we pass int and we give it 10, 30, 10.30? Yes, it's very fast. 10. Pass int 10.30. Guess. 10. 10. Get it? 10. Done. What about 10.90? Is it 11 or 10? I also think it's 10. Yeah, but I think it's 10. That's 10. Okay. Now, what about pass int and 10 years? Geti, wewe anasema jimeshikana na wewe. Ten. Not a number, why? Or because of Nini? Okay. Getty? Not a number, why do you think so? What's not a number? But you just said 10. That's a number. Okay. So that brings the question. Do we check character by character or we check word by word? Word by word. So if it's word by word, then what's 10.30?
Number? Yeah, it's one special character.
So it's one number. Okay.
That is a float, but
yeah, they're all number type, but you can also, yeah. So no, there's team not a number and there's this other team. I'm for 10. I'm for 10. I am for 10 because I'm assuming it checks character by character rather than whole words.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
my brain is
So,
character.
Yeah, so if we try pass int E10, that will be not a number.
But 10E.
But 10E will be 10.
But the E10.
I don't if the leading character is not a number, then it's like it throws away everything. Okay. Pass float passes a string and returns a number. Spaces are allowed. Only the first number is returned. The same thing. Pass int returns a number.
But spaces are allowed.
Yes, again.
So 10,
that's a number.
and then
Okay. Let's just try. Oh, this will just be 10. What do you think, Linda? cringe. 10. Okay, that's definitely a 10. What about 10.30? Get it? .3. Okay, same thing. What about why what? Imetoa tu hiyo 0 ya mwisho. So it's the same thing. Okay, any other? Passes a string, spaces are allowed. So what about 10 point, then space 30? So will it be 10 or 10.0? 10.0 is a float, and 10 is an int. It will be 10. Why not a number? Point then space. Okay. Can we wait for the surprise? I'm for 10.0. Which might still be 10. No, okay, the reason I'm saying that is you can see what Firefox does here. It stripped off the remaining 0.
We
Yeah.
weren't far from the answer.
I can try this in Chrome.
You know how much processing goes.
Yes. Okay, let's try this in Chrome now. Till 10. Okay, that's okay. This returns that, this returns. Now, this is the behavior you expect. Okay. Now, we have something called number properties, where you have the max value, min value. I had a bit of a problem here. Yes. So for this, if max value returns the largest number possible in JS, min the smallest possible, negative infinity represents the negative infinity. Okay. Whenever there's an overflow, it will be returned. Then not a number is a number to represent no number. Positive infinity returned on overflow. Okay. So max value is a number method. I think so. Yeah, it's a number property. So you must say number.max value. Try it yourself. Yeah, here it is. Yeah, this is rest power 308. And is it dependent on, what is it dependent on? It's a JavaScript thing or dependent on your browser? 4? Let's try, not that. Let's try this. 179. 179. It's the same thing. Yeah, so it seems like it's a JavaScript thing. We can try this on go on. Yes, it's 17. Let's try this on the terminal. We can try Node. Oh, what happened? Just happened. What just happened? What just happened? How that? What just happened? What the? Yeah. Copy. Paste. Same thing. Max value for Ruby. This is not JS. Oh, unauliza. Yes, you have to write it in caps. It's a constant. Okay, let's go on. We have mean value negative. I don't think I'll ever use this, but I'm glad I know they exist. Number properties cannot be used on variables. So you can't ask the max value of this. Okay. Yeah, that's it for number methods that you're supposed to go through today. I don't know what point we'll need such. So unless I get an error, that's when I'll come back to understand things. Not a number is a number that represents no number. Sylvia. Okay. The next section is arrays in JavaScript. Linked lists, arrays, lists, whichever the name you give it. It's a collection. Is it more of a computer science thing or what? I don't know. Because if you come here, IEX, then you ask for information about that list. And they treat this as a linked list. What do you mean? Why? A linked list is a list where the first item has a reference to the next. Yeah. And this has a reference to the next item. So it all depends on the internal of the language. How they treat arrays or the lists. Linda. Not necessarily. There are languages where when you say a list, are you referring to an array? There's one time, I can't remember when, but some time back, I was reading about this list thing. So a linked list has a reference to the next item. You can see that on the screen. You have the value and the data containing the next item on that. Then you have the terminator at the end, which says that this is the end of the list. Okay. The advantage of this is that you can store anything anywhere in the memory. You don't need to have them consequential. It's called consecutively on the RAM for linked lists. So there are some programs that treat arrays as linked lists where the first item can be at location X, the next item is at location X13. Okay. If it's not a linked list, then they have to be X0, X1, X2, X3. So they have to look for the biggest chunk of memory available and put that array, wherever that is. For a linked list, you can use any section of the array as long as you have a link to where the previous item is in the memory. So it's the internal of how the language works. But to the programmer, it's an array. Okay? Not necessarily, because they have trade-offs. Because for us to get to number 37, in this case, for us to get to number 37, then you have to go through 12, then 19 to get to 37. That has to happen every time. So even if you have 1,000 items on your list, you have to go through them for you to get to where you're going. That's where the binary search algorithms come in. Yeah, the search algorithms. The next one is the list that is not linked. You know where they are. You know that when the first item is at X0, then the fourth item is at x5. So you can go straight to that particular item. Uko lost. Okay, if you're lost, Linda, think of us as items in the array. Cinda. From Getty being the first item all the way back to Kevin. Getty, okay, there are two options. You can have Getty have the position of everyone in this room. Okay? Okay, let's start with the first option. When someone walks in, they know that I'm the third person on this list. Okay? Whenever they walk in. And he's the sixth, I think. Just by looking. So it's easier for them to come here and say, oh, I need you, the sixth person. Now, imagine we seated like this, but I'm not the third. I'm actually the seventh. Getty, yes, Getty is the first person, and she knows where the second person is. No other person. Okay? Yeah, najua tu, my follower, just like we started doing with the mopping thing. Who's following you? So Getty, the second person is Crafty. Okay? Let's do this. Getty, Crafty, Crafty, Mimi. Okay? So wewe cram to mtu next. No other person. Sawa? Crafty, Mimi, sindio? Then Mimi, twende kwa Kevin. Kevin, chagua mtu. Okay? We chagua mtu. We chagua mtu. We chagua mtu. Okay. So nitauliza Crafty. Ukitaka kunipata mimi namba. Huni namba? Ati? Aujui last ako wapi? Ati? Wewe unanijua tu, si ndio? Aujui mtu mwingine. Mtako nyuma yako aujui hata ni nani. Si ndio? So that's a linked list in that tukitafuta, let's say tunatafuta Paulette. Tukitaka kutafuta Paulette tunaanza na Getty. Nani anakufuata? Crafty nani anakufuata? Mimi nani ananifuata? Kevo nani anakufuata? Linda nani anakufuata? Huyu. Sasa ndio tutamfikia. So that's what the program has to do every time. Ndio watu wako kwa RAM lakini haizi jua nani yako wapi. No, it's linked because you have. Alafu umejua uzuri wake ni you don't need a big chunk of memory to store the array. Yeah, exactly. Hatuwezi ka. It's either we are there or not. Wewe utaitisha exactly. Sindio? But tukiingia hapa, mtamengia hapa kwa mlanga najua aje namba 5. Amjui, atauliza nani? Exactly. Wewe utamwambia? Exactly. Sasa itaenda hivyo hadi huyo apatikane arudishiwe. Yes, then the other one, shida yake, this is my rough memory of hizo vitu. Shida yake ilikuwa lazima utafute space yenye natosha hizi vitu zote. Alafu kulikuwa na hii iko faster kwa sijui ni kuongezea kitu ni rahisi. Kwa okay, imagine mtu mwingine akikuja kujiongeza hapa if we are a linked list. Sindio? If you are having someone, nani wa mwisho? Wewe, when someone amekuja kujiongeza na anafaa juu ati amekuja peke yako, si ndio? Alafu mwambie wewe ndo kae pale. Na ni hivyo. So sisi wote tusumbuliwi. See, that's a linked list. A normal list ni sasa sisi wote tunatolewa ama kila mtu anatolewa, mnatafuta tena nini nyingine kwenye mnaweza toshea. Kwenye mnaweza toshea tena. Ati there are trade-offs for both. Juu sasa hii ingine it's easier to write than read. The other one it's easier to read than write. ukitafuta mtu kwa linked unakaa sana ukimtafuta, si ndio? But ukiongezea the other one tena, hii ni rahisi kuongezea juu ni mise peke yake anafaa ajue, na ni hivyo ataongezea.
I have a question. The data structure. How much am I supposed to?
We can end the broadcast after anyway. Ama? Oi. Oh. It's already 4. Okay. How much are you supposed to download data structures? As a web developer, I don't think you should really. But no, it depends on what you're doing, because if you're doing, example, if you're doing web, basically doing user login, logout, maintaining cards and everything, whatever you guys are doing, then it's none of your business. Python was written by someone. It's still being written by someone. It's being maintained by someone. And I think is what's his name? Guido. So Guido is actually in the process of transferring Python to another person. He's getting old. He's getting retired. So now that he's doing that, some other person has to do that. Now those people have to care about this. So it is their problem. Now, if you want that to be a problem, then you'll have to get deeper into data structures. DHH was giving a talk at RailsConf like a month or 2 months ago. And DHH is always the person of just keep it simple. Just do what you have to do. So he considers himself a software writer. He doesn't develop software. He just uses the tools that are available to make money. That's all he does. So he says the problem of garbage collection should never be your problem, and it's never his problem and will never be. He gives that to Aaron Tenderlove, this funny guy who always laughs for like 15 minutes before ends a talk. So all problems of garbage collection, he throws that to Aaron Patterson. That's Aaron's problem. Now, if you want to program like Aaron, then that will be your problem. So it all depends on what you want to do. I don't think so. But again, it depends on where you are and what you're doing. Oh, you're talking about algorithms. For algorithms, if you want to learn algorithms, there are free university courses online, MIT.
Yeah. But
They're fun. They're fun to do.
how much am I? Like binary search.
If you're working at Google doing Google search algorithm, then you need to know that. And if you're working at Google to do the Google interface, which has never changed for like 34 years, then you don't need to know that, but you're still a developer. It all depends on what you're doing in the development world. Yeah. Okay. Thank you for being a nice audience. For being a nice linked list. And for being a nice normal list. I don't know the opposite of a linked list. All right, guys. We'll talk to you on the next one, probably on Monday. Okay. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Stop, bro.